Okay, hello, good day everyone. This is Gwen Marizeth Manuel, and I will be reporting the summary and conclusion of some modern philosophies in education. So, we will be talking about the pragmatism or experimentalism in education. Next is social reconstructionism in education, existentialism in education, postmodernism and analytical philosophy, Eastern philosophy, and the current education. So let us start with pragmatism or experimentalism. Pragmatism is derived from the teaching of Charles Sanders Peirce between 1839 to 1914, who believed that thought must produce action rather than linger in the mind and lead to indecisiveness. So the core idea of pragmatism, they believe or their beliefs are guides to actions and should be judged against the outcomes rather than abstract principles. Charles Sanders Peirce firmly believed na mas effective yung i-take into action yung mga gagawin natin kesa ipaiwan na lang natin siya as an idea or a perception. Okay? So education is based on philosophy. It emphasizes experiment and practice. Experience is the central idea in pragmatism. In pragmatism, it is a philosophical movement that includes those who claim that an ideology or proposition is true if it works satisfactorily, that the meaning of a proposition is to be found in the practical consequences of accepting it, and that unpractical ideas are to be rejected. So just like what I've said kanina, um, they really believe yung mga pragmatist or experimentalist natin na yung idea is nagpapaiwan lang siya as the guide or the basis. But it is really up to the actions that we are going to take or we're going to do to complete the plan or to put into action yung ideas na nagawa or na come up natin. So next is child is the focal point of all educational activities. The child is creative and constructive by nature while the teacher act as a helper and a guide. In other words, students learn more when they are the one doing the action or when they experience firsthand the activity. So it's like a practical exam or a practical performance, no? Wherein when you are demonstrating an activity, students might understand what you are saying, but they cannot fully comprehend kung paano i-perform or kung para saan yung tinuturo ng mga teachers nila. So it is really better if the students will be the one to experience firsthand activity or they are the one to demonstrate, to apply or to act, no, the activity. So they learn more when they are doing the activity, just like the theory of John Dewey, the learning by doing. That is one of the methods of teaching that is very effective, most especially if we are focusing on a learner-centered type of education. So pragmatists believe that the reality is constantly changing and that we learn best through applying our experiences and thoughts to problems as they arise. So the world is dynamic. It is changing. It is moving. It is alive. So as far as possible, let us apply or let us use our experiences for our betterment or for us to improve or for us to solve our problems or yung mga darating pa man na mga problems. So that is the pragmatism and experimentalism. Next, we have the social reconstructionism. So Theodore Brumeld was the founder of social reconstructionism. He found he discovered social reconstructionism between 1904 to 1987. He recognized that the potential for either human annihilation through technology and human cruelty, or the capacity to create a beneficent society using technology and human compassion. So in social reconstructionism teachers, it is a philosophy that emphasizes the addressing of social questions and the quest to create a better society and worldwide democracy. It is about a critical theorist like social reconstructionists believe believe that systems must be changed to overcome oppression and improve human conditions. So social reconstructionism relates to teaching or to education because reconstructionist views school as tools to solve social problems. No, social reconstructionist believes that in school, or all leaders are the product of school. Schools should provide a curriculum that foster their development. That is the role or the relationship of education to social reconstructionism. They really believe na sa school, mas doon natin nahahasa, or sila yung mas nakakapagbigay ng right process, right education, or right learning sa mga future leaders natin, no? They're the future leaders who can help our society to be better or to improve and to develop. So social reconstructionism is a philosophy, yun nga, that emphasizes the addressing of social questions and a quest to create a better society and worldwide democracy. So reconstructionist educators focus on a curriculum that highlights social reform as the aim of education. They also believe that society can be reconstructed through the complete control of education. The objective was to change society to conform to the basic ideals of the political party or government in power, or to create a utopian society through education. So, yun yung core or main point ng social reconstructionism. They really believe na education could really develop or could really produce a leaders that could help in reconstructing or in bettering our society. That is the main point of social reconstructionism. Next, we have the existentialism. So, existentialism is a philosophical movement whose origins are in the Danish philosopher Soren Kierkegaard in 1813 to 1855, and the German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche in 1844 to 1900s. Existentialism is a philosophy that emphasizes individual existence, freedom, and choice. So in here, teachers, existentialism focuses more on um, choices and on freedom, or on how we can prove, or how we can um, explain our existence. So in this view, they view that humans define their own meaning in life and try to make rational decisions despite existing in an irrational universe. It focuses more on the question of human existence and the feeling that there is no purpose or explanation at the core of existence. So existentialism teaches it is a philosophical theory that people are free agents who have control over their choices and actions. Existentialists believe that society should not restrict an individual's life or actions, and that these restrictions inhibit free will and development of that person's potential. So the main point, or the summary of existentialism, they really believe that people has their own choice, or they are the one responsible for their decisions, for the consequences of their choices, and as well as it is about free will, or our freedom to choose what we want to do, or what we want to learn, or what we want to do with our lives. That is existentialism. And existentialism believes that individuals are entirely free and must take personal responsibility for themselves, no? They are responsible of the consequences na pwedeng mag-result sa kanilang decisions or sa kanilang choices. It focuses on the question of human existence. So, why am I here? What is my mission, or what is my purpose? Why am I living? Ganun na mga questions about human existence, and the feeling that there is no purpose or explanation at the core of existence. So, sabi ko nga, the world is dynamic, so we are continuing to know ourselves, kung ano ba talaga yung reasons, ano ba talaga yung purpose kung bakit tayo nag-exist. There will always come a time na we will finally know kung ano yung purpose natin sa mundo, or why we are really existing. Is it for our family, or for other people, or maybe we have that mission na that will satisfy our our um our beliefs, or our perspectives as individuals. So that is existentialism. Next, we have the postmodernism and the analytical theory. So let us first discuss the postmodernism. Postmodernism is an approach that attempts to define how society has progressed to an era beyond modernity. Therefore, society will be more likely to experience a pick and mix culture when deciding a religion, as individuals will choose a religion that best suits their lifestyle and choices. So yung postmodernism, teachers, it is a way of thinking about culture, philosophy, art, and many other things. The term postmodernism, it has been used in many different ways at different times. But there are some things in common. Postmodernism says that there is no real truth. It says that knowledge is always made or invented and not discovered. So, dito sa postmodernism, they really believe na hindi yung knowledge natin is not innate, or not learned through nature, no? They believe na yung knowledge is made up, or discovered, or invented, which is also true naman. We are gaining naman that learning for us, or I mean that knowledge for us to learn. Okay. So yun yung postmodernism. And the main goal of postmodernism as a philosophy, they reject the concept of rationality, objectivity, and universal truth. Instead, it emphasizes the diversity of human experience and multiplicity of perspectives. So, yun nga, they emphasizes na yung experiences ng mga tao is diversified, and may iba't ibang perspectives yung bawat tao. Therefore, they have different beliefs, they have different cultures, they have different traditions, and they have different set of what do you call this one? They have different set of principles. So in analytical, the aim of analytic approach is to clarify philosophical problems by examining and clarifying the language used to express them. A method based on breaking down a complex process into its parts so as to better understand the whole. So in other words, analytical theory, it is a theory of mind that emphasizes the importance of wholeness for each individual, as in traditional Freudian psychoanalysis. Analytical psychology suggests that early experiences are very important in personal development. Next, we have the Eastern philosophy. Eastern philosophy, there are three main philosophical thought leaders in Asian culture: the very famous Lao Tzu, Buddha, and Confucius. Eastern philosophy is a diverse body of approaches to life and philosophizing, particularly centered on understanding the process of the universe and endless becoming. Eastern philosophy teaches us to embrace the state of being a beginner. It is in this open-minded and curious state that we can absorb the many lessons available to us in our daily lives. So this Eastern philosophy, they taught, or Eastern thought developed independently of Western and Islamic thought, but has greatly influenced both in modern times. The main goal of Eastern philosophy is that they always had a very similar goal to Western philosophy. That is making us wiser, less agitated, more thoughtful, and readier to appreciate our lives. I think Eastern philosophy's main goal is for us to appreciate a simple, normal, but a appreciative life. Ganon. Yung kahit na simple at normal lang yung mga buhay natin, we have to be contented, we have to be satisfied on what we have, and we have to appreciate everything na meron tayo. That is Eastern philosophy. And last one, we have the current education. So today's education is about developing 21st century learners. It describes an important skills: increase deeper learning, college and career readiness, student-centered learning, and higher order thinking. It is an education that responds to the economical, technological, and societal shifts that are happening at an ever-increasing pace. So sa ngayon, teachers, yung current education, masyado ng developed and improved yung ating educational system. So it is more important to develop a globally competitive learners, wherein meron silang mga skills na talagang magagamit nila in the future. So an education that must foster deeper learning through the purposeful integration of rigorous academic content with experiences that intentionally cultivate the skills, the mindsets, and literacies needed for students to become lifelong learners and contributors to in our ever-changing world. So, etong current education, eto na yung meron tayo ngayon, eto na yung namulatan natin ngayon, na mas importante sa atin to produce a students or a lifelong learners wherein they could be an asset to our country or to the world, or they could be an asset who could possibly contribute sa ating world. Sabi nga, 'di ba, ng ni Jose Rizal, ang kabataan ang pag-asa ng bayan. So, we teachers are their guide or their way to that to becoming lifelong learners and to becoming a future leader and a contributor sa ating mundo. That is current education. So that is the end of my presentation. Hope you learn a lot from my topic and from my report. Let us fight, teachers. Let us keep moving. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day. Bye.